Hi, my name's Mike Dillon and thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be building a hand-plane storage rack that I'm going to put on my new French cleat wall that I just built. My shop is fairly disorganized, and so each week I'm trying to dedicate some time to getting it better organized. So the first thing I want to do is build some projects that I can use to better organize my tools. So here for my hand plane, I only have one, but I'm going to build a rack here for two. So if I do pick up another one, I have a place to put it. Starting out with a flat piece of pine, just scrapped from an old shelf I took down. It's about an inch thick and 12 inches by 12 inches. And that other piece of wood that I had there was a piece of 2x4 that I ripped down for another project. So I'm going to use that as the side walls for the shelf. So here I'm just planing it down till it's fairly smooth on both sides, fairly flat. Doing this with a planer, so it's not going to be perfect, but I get it pretty close, and it looks and feels pretty good. The edges of this piece had some glue on it, dried on it, so I trimmed it off and then cut it to the proper width. And then here I'm cutting it to the correct length after cleaning up one side. So I bring it back over to the assembly table. The plane looks like it fits pretty good on the board. So next I'm taking the 2x4 scrap piece that I have and cutting down pieces to kind of make the frame for the hand plane rack. And this whole project I made all with scraps that I had sitting around the shop. I find so far I've been able to pretty much do that with all the projects that I've been doing lately for building stuff for my tools. One of the things I'm currently working on, and I'll have a video out probably within the next week on, hopefully even just in the next few days, is a kind of an overhaul on my do-it-yourself shop vac dust collector. The dust collector fills up way too fast, and it's not very effective. When it fills up, I end up with dust everywhere, and it's just a pain to have to keep emptying it, and having that much dust in there isn't so great. So I'm gonna work on getting that finished, and I'll have a video out for that. And I'm actually have drawn up kind of a not really plans, but a sketch of what I built, so I can share that too. So here I'm just cutting this 2x4 scrap down, and it's about probably an inch by an inch and a half. So here I'm just laying out the pieces to see how they'll fit on the board. So this is going to be pretty much kind of like the base, the actual shelf where I'm going to put the planes. So I put them in here, and it looks great at first, but then when I go to kind of test grabbing it out, the sides feel kind of high on my hand when I go to grab it. I'd like to get my hand on the handle a little more before I go picking it up. So so the walls were a lot higher than they really needed to be, because it's going to sit in there good. It's not going to jump up and out. So I ripped off about probably another ½ inch or so off of these to make the walls on it a little bit lower, so I can reach in and get a better grip on the plane. Another project here I have coming up, which I've already built and recorded. I just have to edit it and clean it up and get it posted. But I also built a storage shelf for storing my hand saws, and I also kind of got my clamps up on the wall, on the tool wall as well. So I'm starting to get myself better organized. And then getting my dust collection taken care of on top of that's going to be a huge improvement. So it'll be a lot easier to work out there. a lot healthier. So here I'm just taking the pieces and gluing them up where I kind of test fitted them, and so I'm just gluing them up and then just throwing half a dozen or so brad nails in each side. So there I get the two ends, just wiping off the excess glue. And then get the two sides on. And I'm putting brad nails in from the bottom, and at each end of these also tacking a nail into each side just to kind of hold it from shifting back and forth. It's not really obviously going to move around very much because all I'm putting on it is a hand plane, so it's really not going to need to hold a whole lot of weight. And actually the way it's built, it actually does hold up pretty well. I've kind of pulled on it and tested it, and it's pretty sturdy. So again, gluing up and tacking the sides on. As you can see, my planer tends to be in the way on my assembly table. It kind of takes up like half the table. So that's another thing I'll be working on, is getting that onto its own table or cart. Probably that along with my jointer. I'll probably put them on the same cart together. And I'm also currently in the process of writing up some plans for a new desk for my son. I've been making some edits and changing some stuff on it. I've been sharing it out to some groups online, and to get some better ideas on how to change it. So once I get that all final, I'm going to get started on that. I'll be sharing videos out as at each kind of stage of it as I go. So then after getting the sides in, I put the centerpiece in, so you can see how the two sides there, I can put a hand plane in each side. I do want to get a much nicer hand plane. The hand plane I have here, I think it was about $25 on Amazon. It's a Stanley, I think it's a SBO4. So it's a Stanley number 4, but it's about the cheapest, I think, Stanley number 4 plane they have. The adjustment on it isn't great. It takes a bit to kind of tune it in when you're going to use it, and it can kind of go out of tune while you're using it pretty easily. So it works. It just takes a bit more work to get it working right. But definitely can't complain for the price. So here on the back, I cut a 2x6 section to length to go on the back, and I cut it at a 45-degree angle, and you can see that I put the two pieces kind of one below the other, just to kind of give it some support on the lower side, because you can see that the that cleat's going to hang on there, and so I needed something underneath that to kind of hold it against the wall. That's it. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Any comments or feedback you have on the video, I'd really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you like this video and you'd like to see some more, I'm going to be planning on putting out a lot more content. I'm hoping to do at least one video a week. And of course, they're going to improve over time. I know it's a bit kind of probably dry at this point, but just kind of getting into it and getting used to doing it and having fun with it. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell next to that subscribe button. Once you subscribe, then you'll get some notifications every time I post a video. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.